What is going on, guys? It is Laker Nation all day. You know how we do it in here. It's all about us. And, you see it on the screen. We beat the Detroit Pistons 110 to 106. I apologize for the late upload. I actually went to this game. So, watching it from start to finish, knowing what exactly happened. I know people say it's just the Pistons and that we blew a 15-point lead multiple times, that we, barely got past one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league. But my thing is that I was not worried at all that we are going to choke this game. I was not worried that we were in a position to actually lose this game. Yes, the Pistons made their run, and it did get to a 6-point lead only for the Lakers in the fourth quarter. But in reality, if you were watching the game, then you should have known that the Lakers had this on lock the entire time. I mean, they went up by 15 points, and yes, you could say they did that multiple times. I mean, that just goes to show how dominant the Lakers were. I mean, from the start, you could tell that the Lakers were not trying to repeat what happened last time. And what I loved about this game the most is that the Lakers were aggressive. And when I mean that they're aggressive, that means they were attacking the paint. That means they weren't just settling for stupid threes. And ultimately, that's what helped them win this game. And it looked like a little bit of that 2020 championship team because of the fact that they were able to drive into the basket so much. Right? You had Russ, you had AD, you had LeBron. They were all being aggressive. And the big three came out to play tonight. I can go over the individual stats, but before I do that, I just want to say it was a good win. When you're a team like the Lakers, with all the pressure that you have, with that embarrassing loss that you had against the Kings last game, and to come out and really, put your mark on this game, saying, hey, we are not going to lose this game. Even though that it only became a 6-point game in the fourth quarter, ultimately the Lakers were in total control and the Lakers won, and that's all that matters. A win is a win, and I don't remember if the Pistons ever led past past the first half. So really good job from the Lakers. But let's go over the individual players. Let's start with Anthony Davis. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 10 of 15 from the field, and 2 of 2 from three-point land. This season he's been pathetic from shooting 3, right? Obviously shooting 2 of 2, that does a lot for you. Confidence-wise, just a mentality thing. To knock down a couple of threes, I mean, that can go a long way. And for Anthony Davis, when he was guarded by Isaiah Stewart, he was being very physical. He was pushing him into the paint, dunking over him, whatever the case was. I mean, he was really asserting himself earlier in the game. And yes, I get it. He's not going to have those consistent 28, 30 points per game because of the fact that you add a third superstar like Russell Westbrook, it's not going to be a consistent 28, 30 point game. So for AD to have 24 and 10 off of 10 of 15 shooting, that efficiency, the aggressiveness, the defense, I mean, he came in the clutch in the fourth quarter with the defense, right? Making those crucial stops. That is what matters. And Anthony Davis, listen, people want to say he's overrated and that they want to make all these comments, but the reality is that he's been playing through injuries and sicknesses and has played every single game except for one, I believe, and has been playing well in a lot of them. So I'm going to excuse him if he has a bad game every now and then, but this one he played extremely well, extremely efficient, right? He probably might not be at the top of the headline. LeBron will probably be that guy, but AD played really, really well. And let's talk about LeBron James, right? I mean, you had the Isaiah Stewart LeBron narrative, like, oh, what's going to happen this game? One player showed up, and it wasn't Isaiah Stewart, it was LeBron James. LeBron James was the one with 33 points. He was the one with 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 60% of shooting from the field, and 4 of 9 from the three-point line. He had the highest plus minus in the team, and you want to talk about efficiency, man. I mean, LeBron and AD came out to play, and they're extremely efficient, and that's what I'm saying. You have these kind of games, and I don't care who it's against. You can start to see that this team is starting to mesh together. You can see that they're starting to grow because literally last game, the Lakers had a lead against the Kings in the fourth quarter, and they lost it. Now they had a lead against the Pistons in the fourth quarter, and guess what? They won it. So little baby steps like that is what can help this team grow to another level. Now it's all about capitalizing on those baby steps and really asserting yourself at that next level. You can't take a step back and lose the next game. If they lose this next game against the Kings in Sacramento, I mean, they have another shot at them. They can't lose to them again. And LeBron, he understood the heat of the moment that he has to take over, right? Just like against Indiana, this team needs a win, and he led them. I mean, talk about the efficiency, and he only had 2 turnovers. Overall, the team had just 12 turnovers. And let me talk about this one guy who is known for getting a bunch of turnovers, but didn't have many. Russell Westbrook. I mean, he only had 3 turnovers, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, 10 of 16 shooting. I mean, you want to talk about what they combined for. They shot 32 of 47 from the field. I mean, that is just efficient. The big three, 32 of 47 from the field. And Russell Westbrook played extremely efficient, attacking the rim, shooting mid-range, right? I think he only took a couple threes, and he made one anyway. So this is the Westbrook I want to see. A Westbrook that is in control. A Westbrook that is passing the ball. A Westbrook that is not forcing anything. Just play your game, right? And we are starting to see this big three really, really starting to mesh together. And it's honestly a great sight to see, man. It was great because this was with Avery Bradley scoring 0 points. This was with Carmelo Anthony scoring 0 points. This was Malik Monk just having 2 points. So to take that into consideration and to win, it doesn't matter if against the Pistons. If a lot of your team doesn't necessarily play that well, the fact that LeBron, AD, and Russ took care of business, I mean, that's hard to do because people are questioning the fit. And now that they're able to play efficiently and play extremely well, I mean, that's just great. One last player I want to talk about was THT, man. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. He's been having a poor last few games. When he came back, right, he was playing well his first 2 games, and then he put on that cast on his thumb, and then he started struggling. This game, he kind of bounced back. So hopefully we can continue seeing that because literally, he was the only solid player off the bench. But that's all I have for this one, man. I mean, it was just a good win to get back to 11-11, get back to 500, get back to a winning note. They can go into Sacramento with a better mindset. Had they lost this game, obviously that is not something you want to do. And the big three understood the moment. Right, and there was a lot of hype going into this game because of the Isaiah Stewart drama. But what did he give him? 5 points, 2 of 7, while the Lakers and LeBron 33 points. I mean, LeBron understood it, and this was just a comfortable win. To me, it was. There was no doubt in my mind that the Lakers were going to win this game. But that's all I have for this one. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below what your guys' thoughts were on the Lakers win against the Pistons, and subscribe more. Alright guys, peace out, and go Lakers.